This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1 to 3 in the Good News Translation. But it is different with the person who devotes himself to studying the law of the Most High. He examines the wisdom of all the ancient writers and concerned himself with the prophecies. He memorized the sayings of famous men and is a skilled interpreter of parables. He studies the hidden meaning of parables and is able to discuss the obscure points of parables.
Does not matter being examined. It's just the lie that doesn't like being examined.
Okay.
You're not supposed to ask those things, but the truth always welcomes thorough examination.
So we have to do a thorough examination. The title of this lesson is Do a Thorough Examination of the Scriptures Daily. Do a thorough examination of the Scriptures daily. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world innately calls Jesus Christ. The Rakak, Wadash is the Holy Spirit in the Paleo Hebrew. And double honors to the elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. Lord willing, they continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching this word and believing this word, Lord willing, in the same spirit that they endure, right, and be sincere. And shalom to the aquathim that are believers of the faith and the truth. Lord willing, you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous woman. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. Again, do a thorough examination of the Scriptures daily, right? Because you don't want to come in this thing and make yourself a fool, right? Even more, if you're not in certain things in the Scriptures, prophecies or parables and dark sayings, don't dabble in something that you haven't, consumed yourself with or got edified to line up certain precepts and understanding, because you don't want to make yourself a fool. Sirach 5 and 12, if you don't have the answer, put your hand over your mouth. But if you do, you should answer. Better yet, I'll actually bring out that verse. I was paraphrasing it. So this is Sirach chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, if thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. If you don't have the answer, put the hand over your mouth. And then try to go study or go sharpen yourself and go get guided through the Scriptures to find those answers. And it's easy because the time we live in now, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai gave us this technology where we're able to use the net, use the unicorn to hear the actual teachers teach this word that the Lord put before you even got in His truth, right? That's the smart thing to do. Going back to Sirach chapter 39, verse 1 and 3, I'm going to read in the KJV now. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients. Will seek out all the wisdom of all the ancient, right? Before your time, like in the time of Yahweh Shai, the apostles, the prophets, right? The law, right? The whole Scriptures, right? The King James 16:11, all the books that is subscribed in Apocrypha in the Old and the New Testament. It says, and be occupied in prophecies, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, where subtile parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave synthesis and be conversate in dark parables. Now everybody be saying, oh, knowledge here. Is only one true knowledge in the earth, right? And I'm gonna just get a side precept, if I may. Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 6, which I'll bring out fluently. This is Solomon. It says, for though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. Right? So without the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because all this knowledge, the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, our history, all of it came from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. It's over man wisdom, human wisdom, right? So let's go to a classic of classics, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, which this should always be a motivation for us. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And if you go into G&T, it says you got to win the approval. So when we're studying, you're winning the approval of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Yes, to get in the kingdom, but to win the approval to actually be that soldier, to be that servant to go teach and edify the flock, right? To even be a vessel to teach your household, right? Because if you can't order your household, you can't really be a leader of this church, right? How do you order your household, starting with your wife? By dwelling with her according to knowledge, you know? If a man don't hold himself in the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, his house shall be overthrown. Sirach 27:3, right? So you want to hold on to it by studying, so that when moments come, or thoughts come, or questions come, you have the answer, right? Now let's go in the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the 6th chapter, right? And let's read. We're gonna read verse 18 and 19. And I'm going to read it first in the KJV and then the G&T, so that we can get smacked and there's no excuses for us. This is Sirach chapter 6, verse 18 and 19 in KJV. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shalt thou find wisdom till thy old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon. Right, that fruit: wisdom, knowledge, understanding, prophecies, parables, dark saying. You're eating it, you know. I'm gonna get another side one too, right? But gather instructions from thy youth up, right? The instructions is in these scriptures, right? Reading it in the G&T, it says, my child, learn to value wisdom while you are young, and you will still be able to find her when you grow old. Work as hard to find wisdom as a farmer works to plow and plant his fields. Then you can expect a good harvest. You will have the work at you will have to work at it for a while. You will soon be enjoying what you have earned, right? Because this thing is a daily thing. Diligently, this is a daily thing, you know. But you have to be sure on it. You have to believe it, right? The more you believe, the more you're gonna chase, you know. When we go to Matthew 6:21, wherever your heart is, that's what your treasure is, right? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai should be your treasure, your gold, right? This is your gold mine, you know. This is that well of water. This is that ever living flowing water, you know, because it flow out you and you'll start to feed people, right? In the KJV. Sirach chapter 6 in the KJV, going down to verse 20, and I'm going to read verse 20 to 28. It says, she is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. So if you don't have the understanding, you're not going to remain with her. So like, this is what we do before we even teach. And really in most cases, I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras 8. So this is what we do. 2nd Esdras chapter 8 verse 4, it says, so answer I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. You swallowing the understanding is you hearing somebody give the sense, and you're swallowing it down to put it in your belly, right? So it can be that ever-living water, but you're going to devour the wisdom. You're going to devour this antidote as much as you can, right? Because this is our antidote, right? To make us holy, make us set apart from this world, right? But if you don't do it, you're unpleasant to wisdom is unpleasant to you. This is why the wicked will not dwell with it. Verse 21, she will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, which in the Greek wisdom is Sophia. And she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. Psalms chapter 1, verse 1. The counsel of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is in the scriptures. And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bounds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, right? You got to come with your whole mind, right? Because you have to invest in this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Keep her ways with all thy power, with all your might. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. Look, if we're not searching, if we're not seeking within a full heart, right, and being dedicated, having it on your mind like a treasure, guess what? You're not gonna get this. When you go on the internet and you're not searching for things, oh, how to buy this? Hey, where do I get this? If you're not searching, you're just gonna come with mad assumptions, right? So search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. Give her a bear hug. You know, that's why you wanna have wisdom cleave unto you, but better yet, you cleave unto it. Verse 28. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to thy joy. This is why the elect is in joy, man, because they found their treasure. You know, they found their safe haven, right? Because that's what this truth is. This truth is a safe haven for the elect. You know, when you go to what is it? Sirach chapter 30, and I believe verse 4, you know, when a father teacheth his son, he grieveth the enemy. You know, the enemy is grieved like, oh man, he's teaching his son, or he's teaching his child, right? Because we're supposed to train our child in the way they should go. We should be teaching them the memorials of the ancient, of the history, you know? In order to teach them, you gotta go study and search, right? So that you could be a reflection for your children when they get older. They copy the same thing. That's a real role model. A role model is somebody that's going to lead them to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. See? Now we drop down to verse 30 and read to 30 to 34. It says, for there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple laced. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shall put her about thee as a crown of joy. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, right? Because in order to learn and be able to teach, you have to be a student. That's what you think the example of going to school is, to be taught, right? And if thou wilt apply thy mind, you have to apply your mind to get the understanding. Thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow down thy ear, thou shalt be wise, right? That is a true servant, somebody that bow down their ear and love to hear. Because in order to get building into understanding and be able to answer people, you have to love to hear, right? Verse 34, it says, stand in the multitude of elders and cleave unto him that is wise. The Lord is bringing back like the moment of Rehoboam. He had a chance to listen to the counsel of the elders or the counsel of the young men. He ignored the counsel of the elders and took the counsel of the young men and gravitated to that. The Lord is bringing back the order. You know, the elders, the apostles, the prophets, right? Because it's an order in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's ministry. And let me get that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, verse 1. And I'm going to go to the book. I'm going to go to the GNT because it hits a certain point. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 1. In the Good News Translation, it says, her great power reaches into every part of the world. She sets everything in useful order. You know, there's no way around this, baby. You know, that's why you have to be sure that you truly believe in this, you know. Now, let's go back to Sirach chapter 6 because it got some points in there, right? So Sirach chapter 6 in the KJV, we're going to read 35 to 37. It says, be willing to hear every godly discourse, you know, discussion, debate, And let not the parables of understanding escape thee, right? And it's going to be godly, because these are going to be men that's going to not keep having differences. It's going to come to a oneness understanding. You know, you're going to be heard, but we're going to make sure that the correct. And then when we walk away, we can agree. Because then if we don't agree, then it's not fully all godly, right? Because we're supposed to walk as one unit, one song, you know? So let not the parables, earthly stories, but heavenly matters of understanding escape thee, right? That's why you have to have a delight in this, so it don't escape you. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee bedtime unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door, right? Because you want to wear that teacher out, right? And I'll even read in the GNT, verse 37, let thy mind, Salaki, right? Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thy heart, which is the mind, and give thee wisdom at thy own desire, right? For your own desire, right? But your desire should be towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to the best of your ability, right? But it's really Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that moves us, right? So reading it in the GNT, verse 35, it says, be ready to listen when religious people speak. Don't miss anything that shows insight, right? That's why you can't be missing it. It's like missing the news, you know? Your destruction coming. You don't want to miss when a prophet is giving you the understanding of prophecies, parables, dark sayings, right? But guess what? We got ignorant people in our nation that got their mind on other studies. That's how you know you're not a child of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because you don't desire this. You're just a waste of space, literally, right? Verse 36, it says, if you find someone with understanding, get up early to call on him. Wear out his doorsteps with your visit. You see that? You got to get up early. You got to wear the teachers out. And a lot of people trying to do it on their own, or they not doing it at all. Guess what? You're not a child of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. If you're not using them. That's why the Lord said, seek me while I am here, right? Guess what? The Lord is here because he abides in his teachers, in his children. So if them children, starting with the men, is teaching his word, you have to abide in him, right? You got to cleave to those teachers and learn by the foot of men, right? So verse 37, it says, devote all your time to studying. See, devote all your time to studying the Lord's commands and thinking about them. He will give you the insight and wisdom you are looking for, right? It's a lot of men and women and men that's not devoted, man. This is why we mess up in certain spot. This is why some of us children of Yahweh Shema Shai don't want to be in people's face that's disobedient to the Lord. Because that joint will bounce off on them and then on you, you know? This is why you have to be holy, set apart. You know, this is a damn battle, you know? And that's the whole point that's the best thing about being a parent. You show the example of this thing so that your children can grow up, your neighbor, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, or whoever, just to show this is how you be a light. This is how you be set apart. If they're not following those footsteps, they might not be a true child of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They might be put to death. You have to be devoted to this thing, man. Right? Now let's go to St. John, the 8th chapter. You know, the Lord knew what he was doing, right? This is St. John chapter 8, verse 32. It says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. We know the truth is Yahweh Shai, right? He's the whole volume of the book. This is his word. This word is setting us free spiritually and mentally, and the physical Yahweh Shai is gonna save us, man. Starting with the elect. And if you're not really in this truth, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see who really in this truth. They're gonna walk it. They're gonna talk it. Somebody that's not really in this truth ain't walking, talking nothing, let alone they're not going to be around that light. They're not going to gravitate to it because they're not a part of it. You know, for real, side note, niggas is dead. If you're not cleaving to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you're literally a dead man walking. You know, Revelations 11, where it says spiritual Sodom and Egypt, they're dead in the street. It's talking about the neck up. They don't have the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai in their loins, man. Stay away from mine, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, the Lord put us around people that's not serious for this, right? This is Proverbs the 15th chapter in verse 28. In the KJV, it says, "The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things." You see that? So the righteous man, even a righteous woman, is going to study, you know? But it's really the men. They're going to study to give the answer and teach. But even a woman of faith is going to read. She's going to require to be like, oh man, Yahweh Shai. Oh man, you're going to study to build yourself up, because we're around demons. You know, you're around spirits that want to take you down. And then you got some that's in the flesh that is consumed, right? If you're not studying enough, you're never putting the armor on, you know? You're never even praying. You got some people that's lying, oh, I've been praying, and they really haven't, you know? And plus, they're not even calling on the name of the Lord. You're really not a servant of Yahweh. You're not a daughter. You're not a son of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Plain and simple, man. Take it how you want. Now I'm about to go to this last precept, if I may. This is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. In the Good News Translation, it says, "Love justice, you rulers of the world," which is really the elect men. It says, "Set your mind sincerely on the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and look for him with all honesty." How you gonna look for him? Through the scriptures, baby. You're gonna look at him through the powers, the air, looking at his creations, but in a real top aspect is by the scriptures we look for the Lord. You know, seek him daily, seek his face continually. How are you gonna seek his face when he's invisible right now? He's in the heavens, but he can be like the angels. Yahweh Shai can be here right now and you might not even know. Yahweh Shai can send an angel on his behalf because he's on the right hand side of the Father, and he can send him right now and you don't even see him. So how do we seek him? Through the scriptures. You see Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai through the scriptures, you know? Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna play this video one more time.
Because the truth does not matter being examined. It's just the lie that doesn't like being examined. Okay. You're not supposed to ask those things, but the truth always welcomes thorough examination.
And with that, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders who rule well in Great Millstone. Lord willing, they can continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit that's teaching this word and believing this word. Lord willing, you can continue to endure and be sincere. With that, shalom, shalom.
Because the truth does not matter being examined.